Now, tonight's adventure into the unknown, into the world of...
How are you all? I'm glad to be here. Take my wife, please.
You listen to the LeftLion film podcast with Ashley Carter and Derry Shillitto, and this week we're joined by Fabrizio Federico, who's in talking about his new film, and we're just going to talk about his past career and kind of filmmaking in general, because like I've never met you in person before, and I've we emailed a couple of times, but just reading about you online, you seem like a completely unique individual.
Oh, thanks.
When it comes to filmmaking. So, do you want to tell us a little bit about kind of how you got into the film industry and how you feel you kind of approach things differently from other people?
Yeah, I never studied it. I just kind of got into it by accident, really. I got deported from America and I was in the UK, and in America I was a musician and a DJ, and I'm like, what the fuck am I going to do now, you know? So I figured just do something completely different, forget about America, you know, because I was a bit pissed off at that point and stuff like that. So yeah, I just started making movies on my mobile phone and going around, and if I saw someone interesting, I'd say, you know, do you want to be in a movie? Do you want to be a star? You know, I'd go up to fucking prostitutes and Greek pimps and things like that, and yeah, they did it, you know, and got stalked by a fucking serial killer at one point while I was living in
an apartment. This is kind of what I'm getting at, because in the first minute of this conversation, you've told us that you got deported from America, and you got stalked by a, what was it? A serial killer, and you made a film about Greek that's what I'm saying, everything about you online just seems fucking nuts.
Yeah.
So like, can you refine like what, like not what are you, because that's mental, but like what? And you don't want to put yourself in like a little pigeonhole or whatever, but like who are you as a as a person, as a filmmaker? Like what defines you?
I don't use scripts. I mean, I think if you don't have a script, it's a free for all. So anything can happen. The actors come and go. I've lost actors. You know, some of the actors have been arrested. One actor got sent to rehab. So it's like, you know, so you kind of like always managing the problems and trying to keep the project keep going. You know, and then there's no backers or producers behind it, so I can come and go as I please. So you know, I could end up filming every single day, and then I won't film for 6 months because of some problem or whatever. You know, my camera will get stolen, or as I said, the actors go missing and all that.
So just all right, because this is going to be quite manic anyway.
Yeah.
So let's just to get an understanding of you. Should we talk about the Pink 8 manifesto? And you can list the Pink 8 manifesto rules, which is similar to the Dogma 93 rules.
It's crazier than Dogma.
It's a little it's a little bit more out there. So if you can list them.
Yeah. Well, I don't know them off, but what are they? I remember the first one, Film School's Poison, and I think
just read them all out.
And it's your it's your motivation film, I guess, as well.
This Film School one's really funny because I'm saying film school is poison, and recently I've had a few university call me up and pay me to come and speak at their university. I'm like, have you read the fucking manifesto? Like, it's the first thing, film school is poison, and they want me to talk at universities.
Yeah.
So it's just been really funny. I mean, people are hearing about me more and more. I've been doing this since 2012. You know, Black Biscuit came out in 2012, and I've been doing it ever since.
Can we get the full list of the?
So I'll read it out. So, film school is poison. Look for street superstars to be your cast. Your film must be no budget, just sporadic money. The film must be 96.5% improvised. The director must raise get-by money. So, you know, don't have any producers, just find the money as you go along type of thing, beg, whatever. No HD cameras. The director must have a main character role in the film. Short films aren't acceptable. It must be a feature film, because I just think there's so many lazy bastards out there making short films, and you know, it's not the same, is it? A feature is not the same as a fucking short, and they argue that it's the same, and it's not.
Fair enough.
No 3D. The cast must not know what the film is about. Filming must be done without any preparation or traditional script. No green screen. Special lighting is not acceptable. The director must edit the film alone. Mistakes are beautiful. Continuity is wrong. Bewildering, vague, self-indulgent, plotless, risky, egotistical, limpid, raw and ugly are perfect. Technical film experiences are necessary and essential. And answer to no one except for yourself. So it's
Okay.
you know, it's like complete freedom, really.
Yeah, that's the main thing I'm getting from that, is that it is, you know, like a sense of freedom.
Yeah.
And there is, and there's no one to answer to, and whatever the film comes out as, the final result of the film doesn't matter, because as you're making it, you're following these rules.
Yeah, you're following your muse. And by the way, if nobody fucking follows every single thing, I don't really give a shit, you know.
Yeah.
I mean, you can call it a Pink 8 film, you know. It's not that.
That's the thing. It's hardly any Dogma films actually stuck to the Dogma rules.
Yeah.
They're all, you know,
Yeah,
but it's an idea, isn't it?
Yeah.
It's a spirit that you follow rather than a set of set of dogma. So like, what? How does this? Did this come? Jesus, I don't even know where to start. So, did this come from the way you instinctively wanted to make films, or did this inform the way you make films? Like, which one came first?
This is how I made the film. I came up with a manifesto after I made the film, and I'm like, what did I do when I made this? And this is how I made Black Biscuit. So you know, if you wanted to make a film like this, this is it, basically. And I think it takes it a couple of more steps than Dogma. You know, I mean, Dogma's got actors for starters, and they do have scripts in Dogma as well. So, you know, do they have scripts in Dogma?
Yeah,
they do, don't they? Yeah.
So, but I mean, so did you make this list to make your enjoyment of making a film better? Because with this list, if you follow this list, there should actually be less stress, really.
Yeah, that's tricky though. There's so much stress making a film, but it's a different.
Do you see this and see less stress?
I see less stress when I see that.
So I see a lot more stress.
It's
Like,
a
give an
different
example
type
of
of
that.
stress.
Yeah.
Though. Like it's stress, but it's different. You know, it's almost like a film school in itself. You know, because I had no experience when I was making it, and I made every fucking mistake possible, basically.
Which is how you learn.
Yeah, I know. I saved myself 4 years of uni, and I got a film out of it, and I'm not in debt.
Yeah.
So, you know, it's almost like its own... It's like a hardcore guerrilla film school.
Yeah, and it seems to be stripping away all the stuff that... Like, you see a lot of films that come out, a lot of big-budget films that are... There's nothing really to them. They are just bells and whistles. And this seems to strip away all of that and get to the heart of what it is. So, like, what is it? What... Do you have, like, recurring themes in your work? What is it that attracts you to a project?
I like dark subjects. Yeah. I don't know, like self-harm and drug abuse and suicide and occult. I don't know. I find all that type of stuff really interesting. I mean, the last film I did, Loon, that was about a Folly Adieu relationship, which is about a lot of serial killers end up in that category, like Bonnie and Clyde, you know, people that should never meet. Myra Hindley and Ian Brady, even Sid Vicious and Nancy, Kurt Cobain, Courtney Love, you know, it's about people like that. So, I don't know, a lot of psychology. I like a lot of psychology in my films, and just the people I meet. I sometimes I don't even know what the film's going to be about, but I've just got a load of people, and I just film it, and then when it comes to the editing bit, it all sort of comes together like a jigsaw puzzle, you know, and by the end of it, I kind of like, I just put it together, you know, see what theme comes out of it. Type of thing.
So like Derry says, the manifesto is kind of like quite out there, and I'm guessing the films that come out of it are as well. So starting, say your first film with this was Black Biscuit. Yeah. What was the response to that like?
Yeah, people who hated it. All the older film establishment hated it because I sent it to all of them, and I kind of knew there'd be some people who liked it, but I knew a lot of people would hate it. It got into a couple of film festivals. That was great. But, you know, I wasn't expecting to make any money off of it or anything like that. I just wanted to make the film that I wanted and to show people that England can have like cutting edge films like this. Because England doesn't really have a reputation for films like this, does it? It's always, you hear about France and America, and England's kind of like got this middle class thing. And a lot of the film industry is very middle class in the UK. And they're scared to show films like this. Oh, they're petrified.
Also, I think audiences in England are a lot more reserved as well.
Yeah.
There's pockets of people who do want to see different films, but for the most part, I think people like comfortable films. As in, the people who pay to go to the audience, the audience that paid to go to the cinema want comfortable Timothy Spallans, Imelda Staunton.
Paddington 2.
Yeah,
If
exactly.
you see like any British film that came out last year, if it wasn't like a low independent kitchen sink drama, it was Paddington 2 style.
Or just some goofy Helen Mirren, you know, I was going to say John Herbie's dead, but whatever. Just those kind of safe, that safe silver-haired generation of actors. Who just, there seems to be like 6 films a year come out about absolutely fucking nothing. But we'll make a decent turnover.
And they get reviewed well.
Be on the silver screen at Broadway.
That's it.
They'll just, you know, inoffensive cinema.
Yeah.
And like places like the ICA and BFI, they're happy to archive. Like my work's been archived, but they won't show it.
Yeah.
So they're obviously going to wait till I'm dead or till I'm so fucking old that he's not dangerous anymore.
Yeah.
He's old, which is a really bad shit. I think that's terrible. It's like, why don't you show people that are in their prime and kind of like spark something? Because I don't know, English music's fucking great, isn't it? You got all these great English bands. Why shouldn't cinema be the same as English music?
That's very interesting, actually, because English music doesn't follow in the mainstream.
Yeah.
But the film industry absolutely does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's an interesting point.
Puppet masters.
Yeah.
There's something going on.
Do you reckon? What do you think's going on?
Well, they're just, it's all about money, really, isn't it? And the film industry hasn't kind of like been destroyed like the music industry has, free downloading. It hasn't happened yet. And they're very clever. They've managed to hold it off. You don't hear about as many movies being downloaded for free, do you? As much as music. Yeah.
Can we refer to your bio from the IMDb page?
Yeah, whatever you want.
So
Do you want to start? Because you already referenced something. Why did you get deported from America?
I was working there illegally.
Okay.
But what do you want me to do? Sell drugs? Like, what the fuck? I've been living there since I was 12.
Okay.
So, it's... What do you want me to do? It's the same thing that's happening in Brexit right now. I feel bad for a lot of the immigrants that are over here and that are going to get kicked out. I had that problem over there, so I really sympathise for them. But yeah, so that happened in 2006.
Wow.
What was your job?
I was a
in
DJ.
America? You're a
DJ,
DJ, but you weren't declaring the money you made from being a DJ, or
No, I couldn't really. But I was doing the paperwork to stay there. So, and they've got, you have to stay 90 days and then fly back. So I was doing that too often and I got caught at the airport and they're like, sorry, out of here.
Yeah.
And, fuck it. It's a shame. I really did like America. I used to live in Boston and I'd always be in New York and all that. Americans are great. I know English people hate them, but...
I never know why.
No,
I never understood why.
Yeah, it's because they're loud. I think it's very opinionated and all that. But they're not the same as the government,
Yeah, I think that's the big mistake I think that a lot of English people make.
You moved back from America in 2006.
Yeah.
Is that right? Because you were working there illegally because of the visa stuff.
It was real messy.
Yeah. So when you moved back to England, I assume you went back to England.
Mm-hmm.
Where did you go? Where'd you move to?
Derby. I'm from Derby.
Yeah.
My family are from Derby, so I know where to live. So I ended up back in Derby.
Right,
and I've been there ever since. Really, Derby's not too bad. I mean, Nottingham's only 20 minutes away, so it's the same fucking thing, really, isn't it? So
Watch what you say about Derby and Nottingham being the same thing.
Derby is better. Whatever.
It's cheaper.
Derby's cheaper, is it?
Yeah, well, I can make feature films for no money and still live and not have a job or anything like that. So it's
enough.
working for me. Yeah. So
Are you like a full-time filmmaker? Is this what you do full-time?
Yeah, full-time.
And so your film was bringing an income for you to survive.
yeah. I do it in other countries as well. I was just in Romania. I went to Transylvania, filming at Dracula's castle. So
Jesus.
Yeah.
What was that for?
Just the next film that I'm going to do. I just wanted a load of footage of his castle, and it's a beautiful castle, by the way. It's not what you think. Oh, it's like a fucking Playboy mansion or something like that in there. It's a beautiful castle, and he's got a right playpen upstairs. Oh, you should see what his love seat's like. Fucking proper spikes on it and everything.
When you say Dracula's castle, because Dracula obviously is a fictional vampire, so they basically...
Vlad the Impaler.
Right, yeah. This is what I brought there.
Oh, there you go. Vlad.
Yeah, I brought it
that's
there.
good. Oh, so he's the guy that lives in the castle in Transylvania.
Yeah. He's long dead now, but it's based on Vlad the Impaler.
Right, okay.
Yeah, he's the man there. You can still smell the blood in some of the rooms, funny enough.
Oh, wow.
Yeah,
Jesus.
Great country there, ever so cheap.
So, this conversation's like being fired out of a fucking cannon.
We're three ADHD kids.
This is fucking mental. All right. This is my favourite part of your bio. So it says to fund Black Biscuit, which is your first feature film, and to get into character, you worked as a nude model, and the budget was £500 for the film. Can you what? How was that? Like, how did that work?
Someone offered me a job one day, and I'm like, oh fucking hell, I thought it was like for a porno or something like that. But it's like, no, it's nude life modelling. All you got to do is sit there naked, you know, a bunch of old people or students are going to draw you type of thing. And I was getting paid for it as well. So I just wanted to put one of the scenes in the film. You know, I just thought it was quite funny. And I got in trouble for that as well, because some of the women were talking about... One of the women in the class had been in a porno, and we recorded this, and she got all fucking uppity about it, so I ended up getting fired.
What did you get
fired? Because it was on video that she'd been in a porno back in the 70s or something like that. You know, she was like fucking 60.
Uppity.
Yeah. And so I got fired from that job. That was a fucking shame. I still do it once in a while. I'm a bit selective when I do it. Like, it's got to be good money. Yeah, it's got to be good money when I do it. You get up to like 300 quid.
For doing nude modelling?
Yeah, privately.
Alright.
Yeah. What's private? Is that just like a one-on-one, or someone's going to paint you?
No, they draw you. So it's they draw a portrait of you. Or some Hindus want to do it once in a while as well. So I'll have like 10 women all drawing me and all trying to get me hard, and you know, it's quite a fun job actually. I've had worse jobs.
And does your wife mind?
Well, I don't know if she's my wife anymore, to tell you the truth.
All right, okay, let's explore this. Okay.
She's been living in Hungary for a little bit, so we're on a bit of a break. I've got an apartment out there, so sometimes I stay over there, sometimes I don't. So are you guys married?
I'm getting married next week.
Oh, okay. Good luck.
Hungary. So, I mean, I don't even know. Derry, there's too much. It's like you say, it's like a kid in a sweet shop. There's too much to ask about.
I'm going to refer to your bio again. Okay, so I'm going to go
Yeah,
back to the origins, actually. Yeah, the origins. Then she said, all right, okay. So it says here, Fabrizio Federico was born in the UK in 1983 to a big Italian family. He is the oldest of 6 siblings. In 1989, he moved to Italy.
You've ever read.
In 1989, he moved to Italy after escaping death at the age 5 in a house fire.
Yeah, I burnt my house down.
But were you but were you a 5-year-old escaping death in a burning building? Because I imagine a 5-year-old Federico running out of a burning house.
No, I was. I'd watched Godzilla, so the original. Is it Japanese or Chinese? Japanese Godzilla, and obviously he's fucking flame throwing everywhere. And I was 5, and I found some matches and old 80s carpet all around me. So the whole room was in fire, all fucking engulfed. And we had a shop next door. So my mum was upstairs with there was only 2 of them. I was 3 of us. She was upstairs giving a bath to 2 of the little ones upstairs. So she didn't know that a fire was happening. And I was downstairs like petrified because the whole fucking room was completely on fire. And my dad was closing up the shop, and, you know, smoke alarm went out, and, you know, he rescued me. And we just went upstairs to make sure the other kids were upstairs. And then it got too bad where he couldn't come back downstairs. And we lived in a Jamaican neighbourhood at the time, so they're really helpful, a great community. So they threw us out the window and they caught us. And luckily. And the weird thing was, there was a portrait of my great grandfather, and he died a few years earlier, and his photo hadn't burnt. It's like it hadn't been touched by the flames. So me and him were the only thing that survived out of that room, which was so it makes you wonder about angels, you know.
What was the Godzilla? How was that through? Oh, the fire.
Yeah,
I remember you saying Godzilla. Yes, sorry.
And
I remember you saying Godzilla, and in my head, I couldn't make the link. Well, why it was Godzilla?
Oh yeah, and I started to play my matches.
I'm with you.
Yeah, and I was being stupid.
So were you like? Did your family hold that against you? The fact that you burnt the house down?
They don't talk about it. You know what? They've never brought it up, so take that as you like, really. But we moved. We had a house. I think my grandmother holds it against me more than I, because she had a brand new house in Italy that she was getting ready to go and live there in, and then we ended up moving it in. So I think she got a bit more pissed off at me then, and it was her shop as well. So we were just living there. But
so you moved to Italy after the house burned down?
Yeah, in '89, and I was there. I can't remember. '95, I came to England for a bit to study, because by then I needed to learn how to write English and to speak it a bit, because I'd forgot, because we were going to move to America. My dad worked in the marble industry at that point, so and back to America, you know. I did my teenage years there, went to prom and all that. Yeah, I had a great time in America.
Really quickly, before you go to America, you said when the building was on fire, only you and the picture of your granddad came out without any
that room.
intact.
In the one
in
room.
the room.
On,
in
yeah,
the room.
on the room. But everything else was burnt.
But then you said, and it makes you think about angels.
Yeah. Well, he was dead, so...
Okay, so
yeah.
you thought that they were protecting a picture of him.
Well, he was protecting me, I guess.
Yeah, so
The
you...
fact that,
Why
I don't know,
didn't
maybe
you
that was a sign.
should have stopped
maybe.
him burning it down in the first
Yeah,
place.
stupid bastard, right? Yeah, but I don't know. I'm Catholic, so...
Okay. So you kind of just like, do you, not supernatural or whatever, but do you believe in sort of other realms of reality and? Does that
Oh
influence
God,
your
yeah,
films?
yeah. I mean, I don't go to church every week or anything like that, but I'm tapped into. I mean, I was talking about the occult before.
Yes.
I mean, that's kind of the same thing. I mean, it's a religion, spirits, isn't it? So spirits exist, mate.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I went to a séance for Loon. We filmed at this old school that's known to have been, a lot of bad things happened there, and there's a lot of supernatural activity, and there's weird shit happening. This one girl got a chair pulled out from under her,
Jesus.
and they had all these little, the meters that they could pick up the energy and stuff like that. And I was reading about the Annabelle doll. You guys know about that?
A little bit, yeah. Just what I wrote.
I mean, that's fucked up as it is. If you insult the Annabelle doll, this priest insulted the Annabelle doll, and he almost got killed. This one biker spat on her, and he ended up getting killed.
You saw this at a seance?
Oh, no, not
No,
the
it's not.
Annabelle.
This
I'm
is
just
a-
talking
like
in
a
general
famous-
about spirits. But the seance, there was just a lot of weird energy, and it was at night time as well. And if you really, you have to go to places where a lot of evils happen. You can really pick it up then. Like me and my mates used to go in Boston to this. What was it? Like a detention centre for boys, like a boys' school, and
Like a Borstal type thing.
yeah. And we went in this one room, and it was like we were walking through jelly. It was really thick, like the air was thick, like, and you could feel it. I don't think you really bring the spirits home with you. I don't really believe that, but it's been going on for thousands and thousands of years. This, do you guys believe in it at all?
I think it's what you take into the room rather than what's in the room waiting for you. I think because you believe in it, you're more susceptible to have those out of body experiences.
Yeah.
I don't think it would happen to me because I don't believe in it necessarily, but I haven't experienced anything like that. So.
Yeah, I know what you mean. You have to let yourself be open. I don't know. You have to let yourself be open to it. But it's not like I've never seen a ghost. No, I can't. And some people have seen ghosts. So until then, it happens.
So how does that influence the films you make, or does it at all?
I don't know. I've done a few spells. I used to know this witch, and
Sorry, you always be laugh. I'm not laughing at you. I swear to God. It's just sometimes you think, oh, they're going to say this, and I've not been right once with you. I thought you were going to say I knew this filmmaker who made a film of his. I knew this witch.
this is what I mean.
Yeah.
Fuck Hollywood. This is way more interesting. Make films like this.
I knew this witch. I'm sorry.
Yeah.
That really just made me laugh. I wasn't expecting that. I've been hit.
You guys should go to one sometime.
What, a seance or like a witch?
Either one, yeah. Visit like a I don't know, soothsayer or something like
I really
that.
thought you were going to say I knew a filmmaker who made a film. Sorry.
But I tell you what though, she cursed me. I ended up falling out with her, and she made this voodoo doll of me, and she threw it in a river.
Jesus.
But luckily, I read about this thing. In order to kill the curse, you have to laugh at the witch. So it kind of it kills
So
the
I'm
curse.
Okay.
Yeah. So
Wow.
there's a way around it.
So where did you meet the witch?
In a shop. She had a shop.
What shop? What shop?
Yeah.
A witch shop, Derry.
I mean,
obviously.
which shop? I mean,
Fucking hell.
You know, like
Whereabouts?
if you see a shop, if you see a spiritual shop where they sell like the little trinkets and you can get your palm read, that's a witch or a warlock.
all
It's a
right.
warlock.
It's a male witch.
Male witch.
Oh, I thought it was a wizard.
Same thing, really.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
No, but a warlock. Well, wizard's like Dumbledore, isn't it? But warlock's more ancient.
they're still pagan though. They're still into them.
Sorry, so the witch cursed you,
Yeah.
made a voodoo doll of you, and threw it in a river.
That scared the fuck out of me when I heard that though.
So before you laughed at the witch, and
Yeah.
what did you have any ill effect from the?
No, I was just really paranoid. You know, nothing happened, but I was just really paranoid. But luckily,
I'd say that's like you say. It's the same thing going with the open mind. If you've got that paranoia around you, that's gonna
it
have
affects
an
you.
effect.
Yeah, well, it's a fucking mind fuck, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, you don't know if it's the magic or if it's yourself. You know, digging your own grave, really.
So when you find out someone you know like has got a brain tumor, or whatever, all of a sudden you think like, oh, I've got a bit of an ache in my head. And it's like a sort of a, I don't know what it's called, but
yeah, like
confirmation bias, I think.
Yeah, confirmation bias.
Yeah, so.
But she was in Matlock. I don't want to say where the store
Matlock.
is.
Okay.
Matlock is quite a witchy
That
place.
is, do you know what? That's the last place I saw still selling gollywogs as well.
I know.
So it struck me as a witchy place.
Yeah,
I don't know if
they're a
it's
bit
too
backwards.
interconnected, but
If you want a gollywog,
gollywog or a fucking curse. Matlock's your place.
So, but you said, Eric, you said something about you doing magic.
Yeah, I've made spells before. I mean, she obviously taught me how to do them. So the easiest one to do, you can do also, you can do the Abramelin if you fucking fancy that. You guys know about that?
No.
Aleister Crowley even couldn't finish that.
Wow.
Yeah.
Tell us about it.
Yeah, so I've done spells with candles. So you can have a green candle, which is like success, prosperity. Red candle is love. Or you can do a spell with a black candle, which is if you want to curse someone. So, you know, either one. I've just done one with a green one, you know. I was praying that the fucking film would get finished. So, you know, and it worked, I guess. So I haven't done one since. But there's all sorts of things. You can walk over a broomstick and... You know, you should go to Matlock with me sometime. It's like Eyes Wide Shut.
I'll be up for that.
Yeah? I bet you would.
Podcast on the road.
The orgy.
Orgy?
Let's try and find that doll in the fucking river. Try and fish it out. Well, so what film were you just finishing then?
That was Loon.
So that was Loon. Can you tell us a little bit about Loon?
Yeah, that was like the occult movie. That was the Folie-à-Deux relationship about this
Oh, sorry, yes.
kid.
Right.
We're just bouncing over the place, so it's all
We
right.
are,
Yeah, but
this was never going to be structured, though.
nah, it'd be fucking wrong if it was.
Yeah.
Really, wouldn't it?
Well, it would be against the Pink 8 manifesto.
That's very true.
We get
Throw your
fined.
script out the window, Terry.
Yeah.
The safest bet is to return to this bio, which is the greatest thing ever written. So, right. So, we've done your nude modelling career. Let's have a look at... Alright, this was an interesting one as well. So, The Milkman, your abandoned verite film project.
Yeah.
So, are you taking verite in the documentary sense when you're just trying to capture real life as it is?
Yeah, so one of my uncles, he's dead now, but he was a milkman. So I don't know, I just found it interesting that he was a milkman. So I'm like, can I go with you and just film you as you do this? And I kind of got this idea, it'd be cool if the milkman was spiking everyone's milk with LSD. Mm-hmm. So, yeah. So, we never actually did it to any of the families or anything like that, but that was a fucking, you know, that was the story of the... So we did it for a bit, and we're getting all this great footage, because he was a right player, you know, he had like a couple of like... He had legitimate children everywhere doing the milk rounds. It was a bit like Father Ted, you know? Yeah, it's a bit like that. But anyway, he ended up getting in trouble because he told one of his work colleagues what we were doing and what the film was about, and that job's worth went to his boss and and finally I got like this was it a cease and desist letter saying, and I'd got all this footage. I didn't want to make another story about it because we were talking about LSD and we had little children who were like, "Mom, can I have some LSD?" And you know, it was a great film. You know, it's a great romantic comedy.
Yeah.
And
but you can see why they had a problem with that.
Yeah. Obviously, and I understood where they were coming from, so I just abandoned it. You know. And
yeah, fair enough. Have you still got the footage though? Could you still make something from it one day?
Not really. It's the footage is fucked. Nah, DV tapes.
Right. Okay.
Yeah, I mean, when was
Sorry
that?
to laugh.
Yeah, I've gotten over it now. It was a bit heartbreaking.
Yeah.
But then, when you go back to the Pink 8 manifesto and you say no HD cameras, and you know you shot this in DV, but if you shot it in HD cameras, you might be able to have the footage.
But Pink 8 was just that one film, you know. It was just
Derry.
This is where I stand, you know. It's like if you want to fucking make a Pink 8 film, do it. But I've never added it to any of my other films. It's just it's there, you know. If someone wants to do it, and in a way, I am kind of pink. It's like it kind of personifies me in a way, but I've never followed it or anything like that.
Okay.
Oh, I shoot. I've used toy cameras before, all sorts of. The last film I used a CCTV camera, so anything really.
Okay.
Yeah, I haven't done a green screen yet though.
Now I want to ask about my favourite thing about you, by a fucking clear distance, is your alter ego, Jet Hollywood.
Yeah.
Who is Ziggy Stardust's illegitimate son, and he's a filmmaker from Mars.
Yeah. He's
Brushing over the fact that you're nuts. What is that? Who is Jet Hollywood, and how did he come about?
He was an alter ego. You know, I'd been reading. I'm a big David Bowie fan, so it's like, why do the rock stars have all the fun? Why do most film directors have to just be boring? You know, why can't they have an alter ego? So I decided to come up with one, and I'm like, I'm going to do. David Bowie did 2 albums as Ziggy Stardust, and then he killed him off, didn't he? And so I'm like, okay, I'm going to make 2 films as Jet Hollywood, and then kill him off. So I made Anarchy in the UK, which is like a documentary of all these crazy filmmakers, and I just travelled everywhere. And, you know, people that were building their own cinemas and shit like that. And then I did this other one called Evolution of the Earth Angel, and I moved in with this guy in Essex who believed he was an angel, and he had like this special towel. And he'd go out and he'd sing and dance, and he was quite great. He was like a celebrity in Clacton-on-Sea, and he brought smiles to people's faces. He had some problems, obviously. You know, he'd been in like a mental institution and stuff like that. But he's a really beautiful soul, you know, and he really brought smiles to people's faces. And he got done. At the end of that film, we went to Buckingham Palace, and I promised him at the beginning, I'm like, I'm not going to tarnish your image or anything like that, because he had really squeaky clean, you know, Justin Bieber squeaky clean, and I didn't want to fucking ruin it. And they arrested him right there at Buckingham Palace, dragged him off. And
was he dressed as an angel though?
yeah, he's always dressed, wears white all the time, and he takes. I don't know, he used to take like 6 or 7 baths a day, and he was addicted to Ribena. His fucking teeth were a mess. He'd drink pure Ribena without any water, and he'd get high off of it. It'd be like, like amphetamines. It'd be like speed.
What did he get arrested for?
For shouting and screaming outside of Buckingham Palace. He looked like a fucking crazy person doing it. Yeah, and he had like a little boom box. You know, it's in the film. You know, and he's singing R. Kelly, maybe because he was singing R. Kelly songs outside of Buckingham Palace.
I mean, it's beginning to add up why he got.
Yeah,
I'm starting to see the police side of it.
But did he have wings?
He wears a towel, a white towel,
like a toga.
He did used to have wings, but this woman burnt him. So after that, he had just like a towel. And what was it that he did? Excuse me. I can't remember the word. Symmetrics. So he'd do like he was big into Bruce Lee. Yeah. So he'd do like shapes and things with his towel, and it was just a really fascinating character. And I saw him on the street one day, and I moved in with him for like a week, 2 weeks, whatever, and just shot, shot non-stop with him.
Why did the woman burn his wings?
Oh, she was just a bitch. You know?
Okay.
Yeah, she.
So
you don't burn a guy's wings. You know?
True. So why do you? I don't know if your films are documentaries or fiction films, or do you not draw a distinction? Is it just?
Yeah, I think those two are more documentaries.
Okay, so they're more not I wouldn't say traditional documentaries, but you would label as documentaries. But the other work, like you say, you work with real life people. Yeah, you're talking about Greek pimps and prostitutes, and ping pong champions and everything else. Like, where does that? Because I mean, you look at Herzog using people like Bruno S, who was someone who was a street performer, I think.
Yeah, I'm more like that.
Yeah. And are you putting them in a role where they can flourish and be creative? Or
exactly.
Okay.
It's like you just, if you come across someone, you'll be great in the movie, and you just let them run wild. You just let them do whatever the fuck they want. But those two, the Jet Hollywood films, the person is actually talking to camera, and it's obviously it's more like a Vice documentary, Yeah. So you can see the difference. But the other films, it's just you don't know if it's a documentary. You don't know if they're acting or it's a free for all.
Which is interesting.
Yeah, I love that.
Really interesting.
Yeah. It's just anything.
And so, have you made? What's the most traditional film you've made with? Sort of, or do you plan to make a more traditional film with a script and trained actors? Or
I think the one that I'm editing right now, because an actress is in it, and I've never really used an actress before.
I've always someone local.
Yeah, I've had people that want to be actors, but never acted. But she is an actress, and I don't know. I think she's gonna give me a cease and desist letter by the time she finishes this.
Really? Who is it?
This girl called Nor Lawson.
Oh, Nor Lawson, yeah.
You know her?
I do know Nor Lawson,
There
yeah.
you go. There you go.
Well, I'm saying no, I've worked with her before
Yeah.
on
Because she's from Nottingham.
I was say Stereotype. Yeah, she's on a film called Stereotype, which was...
But she does more like traditional films.
Yeah, so how was that working with someone who's...
It was great working with her.
Yeah.
Like, you know, I told her it was about a girl with multiple personality disorder. You know, she's got about 5 different personalities.
Okay.
And we just shot it in her bedroom for a week. And, you know, just telling her to do whatever. And she said she could handle it. She said that, you know, she had a bit of experience. I didn't want to know why, but she said she could do it.
Mm-hmm.
So she just did it. But as I said, she did all these traditional films. So I don't know what she's going to say once she sees the finished product and sees herself like this. Because, you know, she's in like a bath, sucking on a tampon. And, you know, she's doing all these crazy things she's never done before. So I'd be interested to see what she thinks.
Okay, yeah, I mean, it will be. But I mean, she was doing it at the time, so she can't be surprised that it's in the film.
Yeah, exactly, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Why was she? I want to know why she was sucking on a tampon.
You have to wait till the film's out.
Okay,
Yeah.
I can't wait for that.
Put a spoiler tag on this one, Derry.
She's got different personalities. So one of her personalities is a slut. Another one is like a child. Another one is like you know, psychotic.
And is the narrative that she has, one of her personalities has to lose her virginity?
Yeah, that's right.
Yes, I remember reading
And
that, sorry.
her character is not a virgin. So,
Okay.
and this
This
actually
is
happens.
It girl, isn't it?
Yeah, she's a faded it girl. She's like, I don't know, like Gia or what's her name, Edie Sedgwick, you know, like a crazy it girl. But yeah, this actually happens. People that have got multiple personalities, even though the actual physical person has lost their virginity, one of the characters is still a virgin and acts like a virgin. So that's kind of what happens. And yeah, you'll have to see. It's called Teddy Bears Live Forever.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember reading about this now. Yeah. So
got-
when's that scheduled to come out?
Probably 2019.
Okay.
Yeah, we'll be ready by then. I got that from a Jimi Hendrix. I don't know if he recorded it, but it's called Teddy Bears Live Forever. So I got that from one of his songs.
Oh yeah. Says here that you cast an array of dreamers: misfits, homeless people, prostitutes, handicapped, gigolos, and ex-ping pong champion.
Yeah.
But so you've cast an ex-ping pong champion, I guess.
Yeah.
All right, okay, because the rest of the people are like various people.
Yeah.
So
It's a bit more specific.
yeah.
He was a child ping pong champion.
Of what? The world
Ping pong.
champion?
Ping pong.
Yeah, I know, I know
Like-
ping pong, but like
In
world
England.
In
In England.
England?
Yeah, back in the 70s or something like that.
did he become a gigolo?
Oh no, he's a complete different character.
Okay.
The gigolo was this Greek gigolo that I met, and yeah, but the ping pong champion, he's like a really bitter, faded. You know, he was like
Faded
yeah,
beauty queen type
he's
thing.
almost like Eddie Furlong or someone. He was a fucking star when he was a kid, and now he's like
Peaks.
Macaulay Culkin, you know,
Yeah.
type of thing. He's and he's put on weight, and he's still incredible at ping pong. You know, he'll whip anyone's ass at ping pong. But he's playing in community centres now against old people. And
It's like a William H. Macy in Magnolia, just that.
That
someone
is-
who
Exactly.
peaked when they were a child.
Yeah.
So what did you cast the ping pong champion?
I ran into him on Facebook. I think it was was Facebook around in 2012. I know. I met him on the internet anyway, and I went to Birmingham and just did a day's work with him really, and went to the community centre where he was doing his ping pong, and it's terrible attitude. Like you see it, he's like giving everybody verbal, and he's really into it as if he's playing Forrest Gump or something like that. In a, you know, like. And he's playing like this 70-year-old woman, and he's kicking her ass, and he's like really giving it to her and rubbing it in. I had to. When I'm filming, you can actually hear me laughing a lot of the time because I can't hold it in, you know, because it's all unscripted and shit happens really.
So do you ever appear on screen in your films?
Yeah, I'm in a couple of them. Black Biscuit, I was in it just because it was it was just simpler for me to be in the film than find. And I tried to find an actor, and he kept blowing me off, and you know, I wanted to get it done, so I'm like, fuck it, I'll just be the lead, you know, and I'll be a filmmaker who wants to make a film, and so it's a bit weird the way it's like I don't know, it's like art. I can't think of anything right now. I've stopped smoking weed, and my brain's kind of getting.
This is you off weed.
Yeah, this is me off weed. Yeah, I know, right?
Okay. So I mean, I want to ask like any filmmakers inspire you, but I don't know. I mean, Harmony Korine jumps out as a possible person.
Oh yeah, I love Harmony Korine.
Okay.
I
Well,
love,
it says here Kenneth Anger. There's old Kenneth Anger.
I
films
love
as
Kenneth
well.
Anger.
Big fan.
Yeah, Kenneth Anger, Vincent Gallo, Gus Van Sant, Stanley Kubrick, Dennis Hopper. Love Dennis Hopper. You ever seen the last movie?
Yes.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah. So
That got me into making movies.
okay.
That's the film.
What was it about it that?
Just, it looks so much fun. I mean, I heard that everybody was on coke.
Yeah,
in
that
Peru.
sounds like it's quite a legendary story.
It's
that's
an
set,
incredible
isn't it? Yeah.
movie, and just there's no rules in the film either. You know, it's just whatever goes.
Is that like the film where the most horses died in any? Was that the last movie?
Yeah, I think.
Where more horses died in that production than any other film, or something like that.
And then he got blacklisted.
Yeah.
And he was like this golden director with Easy Rider, and then blacklisted for 10 years until Blue Velvet came out.
Yeah.
Kind of got back on track again. Yeah, I mean, I'm seeing one of your books over there. You got Down and Dirty Pictures.
Yes,
It's
yeah.
a great fucking book, that is.
Yeah.
90s independent. Why can't
Yeah.
England be like that? Have that
Yeah,
American
I mean, it's interesting.
vibe.
Like I say, the analogy you made earlier, where England's always been sort of out of the mainstream with music, but it's never been anything other than mainstream with films. Really interesting. And so, is that something you're trying to do with the Straight Jacket Guerrilla Film Festival?
Yeah, I
So
mean,
can you tell me a little bit about how that came about and what it is and how it helps?
I met this filmmaker in Texas called Laura Grace Rawbles, and she runs it from there. I run it from here. It's all online, so it's international films, underground cinema internationally, and it's literally just give me a link from YouTube or Vimeo. It goes on because film festivals are going to be online in the future. I mean, it's going to suck, but that's what's going to happen in the future.
Yeah.
No one's going to leave the house.
Especially short films, I think.
Oh yeah,
People-
but these are all feature
Yeah,
films.
okay, cool.
Yeah, these are all international feature experimental films, and it's up to them because it's down to the filmmaker to give the movie a fucking life. It's screw the distributors. They don't give a shit about. I mean, I've spoken to distributors, and they just want to put it on DVD and let it sit there. Then no one's going to discover it. I mean, you can't expect every person to find your film. There's too many films out there. So I'm kind of teaching these filmmakers. It's up to you to create a life for your film. Create some scandal.
Yeah.
That's the best, easiest, cheapest way to get your film shown and known about and stuff like that. So yeah, it's working out.
So is
third year.
is that something you have in your mind when you're trying to promote films? Have you always got one eye on creating a buzz or creating a scandal to help reach a wider audience?
Yeah, I mean, scandal can backfire though. I mean, I know a couple of filmmakers. Well, Tony, I can't remember what his surname is, but he did that that Facebook group where it was women eating on trains. Remember that? It was big. It got a load of fucking newspaper coverage, and they hounded him. They hounded him, and it's kind of backfired a long time. I don't know. I think
What was the page?
women who eat on trains.
But what was the problem?
So you had to take women eating food on trains.
And then put it on the Facebook
Yeah, and
page.
all these feminists got pissed off about it because he said something about treating women like wildlife. And, he was on it. Everybody knows about him there now down in London. He's London-based, so... I don't know. Scandal's a bit tricky though. It
Okay.
can ruin a lot of things, and then you just get known for the scandal, that one scandal. I was reading about Christine Keeler, the John Perfumer. Loved that movie, by the way, and she could never live it down. So it depends how bad you want it, but I don't want scandal.
No.
Because then you'll have to be provocative for the rest of your career.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
And against once you've been deported, burnt your house down, lived with a angel,
Scandal just comes
been
by
cursed
itself,
by a witch.
Yeah.
There's not a
You
lot
did
of
get cursed by a witch
there's not a lot of stones left to
Yeah.
turn over.
I broke
guess.
the curse there.
by laughing in her face.
So how can people find out about your latest film, Loon, and where can they watch it?
It's all my work is free.
Uh-huh.
I'm not going to sell out. Everything's on YouTube, and I don't know. What I do is the most I'll do advertising wise. I'll take out a bank loan for like 10 grand, and I'll put ads in Sight and Sound or Empire. What else can I do? It's never enough anyway.
So how do you make that back if your films are free though?
I don't. I'm
Okay.
happy to lose some money.
Okay.
Everybody loses money. I mean, you hear about these guys losing 80 million. So
Yeah.
what's a couple of grand? You got to take a bit of the chin.
What do you want from people who watch your films? What do you want them to say after they see one of your films?
To want to make a film. I think that's
Okay.
the greatest compliment. I've had a couple of people do that. And it's like, oh, I'm going to make a film. No experience whatsoever. And it's just fun. It's great being a filmmaker. I've shown my films in Mexico. I'm trying to get my films played in North Korea at the moment, but it's really difficult.
Why's that?
Well, it's North Korea, isn't it? I might have to... I'm thinking about doing what that guy did, where he put like a little a mini stick in a cake.
I mean, I could talk for the next 10 hours, but is there anything else in particular that you'd like to discuss in regards to your career?
I think we said it all.
I think we did pretty much say it all. So I just want to sign off by saying thank you very much for joining us, Fabrizio, and people should go check out your works. It is innovative and it is unlike anything people are going to see. Yeah. So just give people a quick reminder how they can find it online.
Just type my name in Google. My website will come up.
Just Google Fabrizio Federico and check out his films.
Okay, one last question.
Okay.
Is that a real name? Or is it your real name?
Yeah. And my middle name's Damien. Damiano.
Okay, so not actually.
Did you think Jet Hollywood was the real name?
No, it's okay.
Yeah.
All right. Well, thanks very much for joining us, and it'd be good to talk to you again at some point.
Thank you guys, and thank LeftLion. You guys, LeftLion was one of the first places to actually give me a bit of coverage. So it's nice to be with you guys.
So blame LeftLion.
Yeah.
So you've been listening to the LeftLion Film Podcast with me, Ashley Carter, and Derry Shillitto. I want to say a massive thank you to Fabrizio Federico for joining us today. It's been one of the most insane conversations I've ever had, and a massive thank you to Alex Stroud for recording it. And we'll speak to you next time. Thanks for listening. Bye-bye.